Hi, welcome to Andrea Gamero Coaching and NoPainNoGain.ca. So today I would like to share some tips with you on how to overcome overwhelm. So let's face it, life in Canada and the US these days is hard for even the most positive mindset. In such a divisive times like these, tips for overcoming overwhelm are more important than ever. I have a long history with anxiety and depression, and sometimes they like to come back and remind me of how far I've come. Today has been one of those days, so I would like to share with you some tips on how I overcome overwhelm in the hopes that they will help you get through your overwhelm too. So, steps to overcoming overwhelm. First, you need to recognize that you're spiraling, decide to stop the cycle, take inventory of what's going on in your life, take a break, create actionable steps to accomplish what you want or need to do, schedule when you will put those steps into action, and congratulate yourself on when you get everything done. So first of all, let's recognize when you're spiraling. So one of the first steps to overcome overwhelm is to recognize you are spiraling. The feeling of overwhelm for me feels like I'm screaming on the inside, followed by a sensation of drowning. I then want to run as fast and as far as I can to get away from the situation. So as a child, I could get away with this. But as an adult with children of my own, not so much. It's only in the realization that you are spiraling that you can start to do something about it. Remaining in the feeling of overwhelm is a dangerous place to be. It's like being in a boat far from shore and noticing a thunderstorm on the horizon. If you continue to focus on the storm without trying to get to shore, your anxiety will increase and you will be in mortal danger. When that storm reaches you, your boat at full strength, the chances are very good that you will capsize and sink. Overwhelm is a thunderstorm in your mind. So the sooner you can recognize that it's coming, the sooner you can get out of it. Deciding to stop the cycle is the biggest step you will take. My mind gravitates towards the negative, so I have to be very intentional about looking to the positive. So to be honest, sometimes I don't even want to feel better. In those situations, I give myself a time frame of 15 minutes to maybe an hour that I can feel down. Then I have to start climbing back out of the darkness. How you choose to climb back out is up to you. But none of it can happen if you first don't decide to stop the cycle and get out. Once you make the decision, you can move on to the next step, which is taking inventory of what's actually going on. So slowing down and taking time to write down everything that's going on in your life is a vital next step. And yes, no matter how short you think you are on time, you have to do this. You need to write down everything so you can see it on paper and get it out of your mind. During overwhelm, your mind is like a mess of trains flying off the track. How could you possibly get them back on track if you keep them flying around in your mind? So by putting them on paper, you can actually see how many trains you have in motion and whether they all need to be there or not. This also allows you to weed out thoughts like, I don't have enough time, or I can't do everything, or even this is just too much. As true as these thoughts may feel, they are simply not helpful. In times of overwhelm, we want to help our minds recover, not throw more fuel on the flames. So once your list is completed and you've weeded out those thoughts that don't need to be there, you will have your list of what actually needs to be done. And usually that list is a lot shorter than you thought it was. This will allow the cloud of overwhelm to start dissipating as you start regaining control. Gaining control comes from knowing what actually needs to be done and breaking that list down into actionable parts. The next thing to do is take a break. This is just the optimal time to take a break from this list you've just created. This can be taking a 30-minute walk, listening to music, exercising, singing, gardening, playing an instrument. Anything that you enjoy doing and that can take your mind off your situation will work. It will also allow your brain a chance to start creating new ideas on how to complete the list of things that need to get done. Research shows that taking a break can be one of the most productive things you can do, no matter how busy your day may be. So whether you think about your list or not, taking a break to do something completely different is essential to overcoming overwhelm. So creating actionable steps to accomplish what you want or need to do is the next biggest step to take on your list. So you need to ask yourself, what is the easiest step I can take to complete this task? Don't get bogged down in the size of the task. Just jot down each step as if you were talking to a 6-year-old. Make it clear, make it concise, make it simple. You can even make it fun by assigning yourself rewards for each step you complete. Once you've charted a course that seems achievable, move on to the next task. You will feel that storm cloud gets smaller with each step. Congratulations! You have now regained control and you're on your way to productivity again. The next step you want to do is to schedule these actions into your calendar and put red tape around them. The red tape means that they are non-negotiable, like meetings you need to do with your boss. Think about it. You wouldn't miss a doctor's appointment that you've been waiting for months. So you need to treat these scheduled actions the same. This is where I personally tend to drop the ball. I tend to make the actionable items for myself flexible, and they usually end up getting bumped when somebody else's needs come up. If something pops up and it can't be avoided, make sure you make time to do them later in the day or first thing the next day. Just don't let them escape your grasp, or they will accumulate into a new overwhelm cloud that will surface when you least expect it. Really important step to take: congratulate yourself for what you do get done. At the end of the day, write down in your journal what you're grateful for this day. Make sure you include the things that you get done. Schedule what didn't get done for another day and let it go. This will boost your level of gratitude and, in turn, blast away anxiety and depression. Even just writing down 3 gratitudes for the day will be enough to boost your dopamine levels. That's your happy hormone levels that will just make you feel better about yourself and the world in general. Looking back on the previous entries will show you the progress you are making in getting your tasks completed. One major benefit of this is that when you can see that you are getting close to reaching your goal, you are much less likely to give up. And when overwhelm tries to rise again, you'll be able to recognize its lies much earlier and dismiss them faster. As mentioned before, you can also designate rewards for yourself along the way to incentivize your progress. Being able to say, wow, look what I've accomplished, will go a long way to improving your mental health too. So in conclusion, these tips for overcoming overwhelm have really helped me from spiraling out of control. I have worked really hard to defeat my depression and control my anxiety, so maintaining my mental health is very important to me. Recognizing you are spiraling and deciding to stop are fundamental to defeating overwhelm. It's important to remember that when you recognize you are spiraling, you do it without judging yourself. Relapses are normal. It's what you do about them that matters. Plus, judging yourself will only make the overwhelm grow. Show yourself grace and tell yourself that overwhelm is just a feeling and you will have victory over it. The good news is that every time you take a step towards the light and away from the darkness of overwhelm, the easier it gets. If you struggle with overwhelm and need help breaking the cycle, reach out to me today at Andrea@nopainallgain.ca and I will be happy to help you. Did you realize that one-on-one coaching is a really great way to help you break through the obstacles that are holding you back? That's what I do. I help people reorganize their lives and try new things and look at things from a different point of view so that they can help break through the things that are holding them back so that they can achieve all the things they want to in their lives. So if this sounds like something that would be interesting to you, please reach out to me at Andrea@nopainallgain.ca and I'd be more than happy to sit down with you for a free one-on-one consultation to see if working with me would work for you. And then we can discuss how we'd like to proceed, can schedule some sessions, and start working on helping you achieve the goals you want most. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.